Hello YouTube, and welcome to Safeguarding Children from Child Abuse. They say 1 in 4 girls will be abused and 1 in 6 boys will be abused. So just a couple of tips on how to safeguard. I'm doing this video because I'm a new mum and everything changes. Your thinking changes when you become a mum. And I was on Facebook, and my friend, who's a new mum also, Robbie, she put a link on her Facebook page, and I went on and I read the article, and I just want to say, Robbie, you are an inspiration. Thank you so much. I'm glad you're a new mum because you're on board and you know you do things like this. I think this is the second article that I've read off of your page, and it's just changed the way I think, so thank you. I read an article that said that they approved gay marriages and gays have rights. That's fine, but now the paedophiles are going up and they're fighting for the same rights as gays, because they're saying that after therapy and imprisonment or whatever they do to paedophiles, their sexual orientation doesn't change. They desire children and there's nothing you can do to change that. So therefore they believe that it's the same as a gay person desiring another man. That's fine. If one gay person wants to have sex with another gay person or convert a not gay person, that's fine, because they're adults and they can consent to that. But my problem is, if you give paedophiles the same rights as gays, where are they getting the children from to do it to? Because, you know, and as a new mom, this is quite alarming, you know. And then the statistics, 1 in 4 girls and 1 in 6 boys. So mums, I don't think it's down to social services to protect our children. I don't think it's down to schools. I don't think it's down to police officers, you know, to ensure that our children are not being abused. I think it's down to us. And there are things that we can do to ensure, or just to be on the lookout. We might not be able to prevent it, but we can be aware of the symptoms and we can fight it. So I'm just going to read some notes that I made from a website that Robbie had the link to on her page. The website is called babyandblog.com. So go check it out. Don't take my word for it. Go check it out, because when I was on there I found loads of other useful stuff which had nothing to do with child abuse. So I shall be checking out that website regularly. Okay, so the first point that the website made was refer to your child's body parts by their correct name. So penis, vagina, testicles. These words make adults feel uncomfortable, and coming out of the mouth of a child, it definitely has an extra ring to it. If a potential abuser hears your child referring to its body parts by its correct name, they become aware that this child has the ability to report any potential inappropriate contact. So it kind of frightens them, you know, it deters them. It doesn't necessarily deter them, but it can help. So teach your children from as young as they can speak. Once they can say, this is my arm, they need to be able to say, this is my vagina, you know, and so on and so forth. The second point that it made was point 2. Sorry, I'm reading from my notes because it was so good that I was reading. Okay, allow your child to choose when to show affection. Never force them. You know, coming into the family home, you say, oh, go and give granny a kiss, go and give auntie a hug, you know. The website says you shouldn't do that. You should allow the child to choose when to show affection, and if the child chooses not to, that's okay. Because what you're really saying, when you force a child to go and give someone a kiss and they don't want to, what you're really saying is you're not important, and it's okay to have your physical boundaries violated in order to serve the needs of others. And that is so true. I remember being told, go and give this one a kiss and go and give that one a kiss. And it's not that I didn't want to give them a kiss, I was just shy. And the fact that everybody was watching you go and plant this kiss, you know, so I didn't very much like it. But the website says don't do it, so that is one parenting skill that I shall be exercising. It says stop. Point 3, stop telling your child to be good. Instead of saying be good, say things like have fun, be safe. These words are letting your child know that you will support them, even if not being good means following their instincts and being safe. So again, you want the child to feel that the child has your support. And if the child thinks that, if the paedophile is saying, oh, if you don't do this, you're not being good, and mummy will beat you if you're not being good, the child automatically does it because the child wants to be good, because that's the last instruction you left for the child. So no more be good. Point number 4, communication goes both ways. This is a point I second. I definitely am all for this. Make sure that your child feels that they can communicate with you about big or little things. A child will not come to you about anything if it feels that your response to bad news is to beat the child. That is not going to work. I'm not saying don't beat your children. I'm not saying, you know, that they're not going to talk to you. I'm just saying that they're less likely to come and say, oh mum, Peter touched my fanny today, because they fear that you might beat them. And also Peter's told them mum's going to beat you if you tell her that I touched your fanny. So communication is very, very, very important. Yes, when your children do wrong, you can discipline them. I'm not saying that you shouldn't beat them. I'm just saying that try not to make that your first reaction to naughty behaviour or bad news. Point number 5 was potential abusers are not always who you expect. So a lot of people looking out for strangers, lurking in bushes. It's less likely to be them. It's more likely to be people that they love and trust, people that have built a relationship with the child in order for the child to keep the abuse a secret. So and they said it's not always adults that sexually abuse your children. It could be your 17-year-old babysitter, or someone, you know, a little older than your child who has probably been abused and think that this is normal to do behind closed doors, and is now doing it with your child. So it's not always who you suspect. But I mean, if you've created a platform for your child to communicate with you, you know, you should be able to pick up if a friendship is inappropriate, simply by, you know, when you ask your child, how was your day, and they're telling you about their day, they say something that sounds a bit strange, you know, you probe further to find out if it's innocent, if it's not innocent, you know. Okay, point number 6, I didn't really pay much attention to because it doesn't apply. This was more for parents who actually have abuse, drug and alcohol abuse problems, you know, making sure that the child doesn't feel that it can't tell you anything because you can't cope with it. But point number 6.5 was really, really good. It said reach out to others, which really speaks for itself. I mean, if you're bringing up your child and safeguarding them against paedophiles, and they have a friend, you're going to pick up immediately if something's not right, the same way how you'd pick it up on your child. And to be honest, I couldn't have my son's friend come round and know that something's not right in his house, and he comes over to mine, and I just think, oh, it's okay for him to be here and be my child's friend because he's not abusing my child, and you know, he's okay. But if that child is being abused and that's your child's best friend, that's going to have some sort of effect on your friend. The child could be moody, the child could be hot-tempered, you know, and every time there's a disagreement, it's because the child doesn't know how to deal with situations. So anything I want for my children, I want for their friends. If my children are successful, I want their friends to be successful also, so that they're not taken from them. You know, anything, if you have half brothers, or not half brothers, if you have stepchildren or children by another, you know what I mean, half, your child has a brother from a different mother, yeah, I would encourage them in the same way that I encourage my children, because I don't want there to be jealousy breeding in their friendship. So yeah, definitely, if you're looking out for it in your child, you should be looking out for it in other people's children. The only difference is you have to be careful how you handle it, because obviously this is somebody else's child, not you, and it could be the parents that are doing it. Yeah, but it's a sad world for people that actually, for there to be videos on YouTube about safeguarding your child from sexual abuse. I made this video, I mean, I went on Facebook, I saw the link, I went on the website, I read the article. You know, I take my hat off to Robbie because she put it out there. I'm making this video because I've read it, and you know, they say, what is it, 40% of what you've read stays in, or whatever the statistic is. I don't ever want to forget that this is one of my responsibilities and duties as a parent, and my son is 10 months old, so it's a bit early to be safeguarding him, but I'm having more children, and I don't want to forget this 5 or 6 years down the line. So I've made this video because I know that in 5 or 6 years I will look back and say, oh, what was I like, what was I talking about back then? And then I'll see this video and I'll remember, yes, I might even remember all of this and be surprised that I've remembered for all these years. But yeah, it's your children and it's your responsibility to keep them safe. So mothers, these are some good points. If there's any more, get out there and make a video. When I went on the website, I was a bit disappointed because I was expecting to see a video presentation and you had to read it, and it's like, oh my gosh. So, you know, get out there and make a video. The easier the information is to digest, the better. Yeah, anyway, that's it. Coming up is some links to other videos which you might find useful. Thank you for watching. Like if you want to like, subscribe if you want to subscribe, and feel free to leave any comments. And I hope I've not offended anybody, gays or paedophiles. I believe that we all have a choice to make, and I am not the judge, so whatever you choose to do is up to you. I'm just concerned about protecting my own.